looking fresh. Man, let me take it off. I had somebody in the comments tell me earlier, it was like, man, you got to do something a little different with yourself, bro. Like the do-rag is cool, but it's getting played out. That's what he said. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Do I got to take off the do-rag and start, y'all see I just cleaned up the face. What y'all think about it? What y'all think about the kid now? I feel like I look a lot more cleaner. I look a lot more better. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm gonna stick with this. This is gonna be the new look for 2025. I gotta come a little different. You know what I'm saying? So I have to come with like some type of improvement. You get what I'm saying? And when I'm gonna do something with the rag off too. Probably like sometime next week. I wanna brush my hair and get my waves pretty deep. So when I do take it off, y'all be like, damn, this a whole new person in 2025. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, today, as y'all see, something pretty crazy. You already know how I feel, man. I gotta get the glasses. Muggs and I look very sophisticated with the glasses. Okay, now I really look like a professor, bro. So let's get into it right now. Story time on how she told her husband she did not need him. That verbal damage is a very big factor when it comes to possibly relationships or marriages and these type of standpoints, which is unfortunate, but a lot of times word hit a lot deeper. You can slap a dude, you can stab a dude, you can shoot a dude in the arm, not kill him. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here. Y'all know I'm talking about women. And it won't hurt him. But a lot of women don't understand that words hit a lot deeper. And I know for a fact that any man listening to this right now can agree. Just think about it. Even when y'all getting intimate, it's about what you say to that man in the midst of being intimate that it really set him off. Women, y'all know this now. Come on. Y'all know for a fact that y'all can sit here and say, oh, daddy, or whatever. I don't know. I don't be, I say my little lingo, but I don't, I leave the other stuff to the women. But y'all know that y'all can say something in that man's ear as he's going crazy. And it's over. Like, as soon as y'all say it, wow, round one complete. Make sure if you all enjoy this video, man, we're on the road to 1 million subs. I know I had to put on the glasses, man. So y'all make sure you hit that sub. Let's get it. Let's go.
So I had a conversation with my homegirl a couple of weeks ago. She called me during lunch. Baby, let me tell y'all something. I am a foodie. I do not like answering the phone whenever I'm eating because I love for my food to be hot. But if I love you, I'll take the phone call. She's upset. She's screaming. She's crying. She's mad. She goes into why she's upset. Then she starts kind of spiraling. She starts saying, I don't need him. Talking about her husband. I don't need him. I can do this alone. I can leave him right now. I'm going to leave him. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Each time that she had a break in that rant that she was going on, I tried to speak. She wouldn't allow me to speak. My friends already know. I'm the person, I don't like to therapize my friends unless I absolutely need to. But I am really big on helping people understand that sometimes when your emotions are so high, it clouds your judgment and you say very irrational things and you act irrationally. Now, granted, as I'm listening, I realized that what he did, it didn't warrant this reaction. This is something else that's going on. She's going on a deep end, okay? And like I said, I like for my food to be hot. So I'm eating, I'm listening, but I really don't like to be disturbed when I'm eating. So I'm like, all right, hold on, honey. You're going to let me speak. You're going to give me a little moment. I'll let you vent. Like at this point, this is over 30 minutes. I've let you vent. I've let you get it out. Do you want me to say anything? And she's like, no. She's like, I already know what you're going to say. No, I don't want to hear that right now. Okay, that's fine. I've listened to this conversation. I've listened to you speak and run in circles. And not one time, because it seemed like every time you got quiet, you wanted me to interject. That's what it seemed like to me. But then when I did so, you'll start talking over me. So I told her, you know what? I'm going to let you figure that out. Whenever you're ready to have a conversation about this and actually work towards a solution, you can call me. But as of right now, I'm finna enjoy my food boundaries. Now, to get to the point, after a couple days passed by, once, she's kind of like resolved in her mind, her temper was better, she was able to actually process things, she calls me. Unfortunately, the damage was already done in her marriage. But she calls me and she says, I need your help. Okay. All right. Now we're working with something. Now, let me make sure that I have the capacity to be able to help you. Luckily, that day I did. So she was like, in this situation, Kitty, what would you tell a couple? Okay. The main thing is that she kept on saying that she didn't need her husband. My first go-to is, did you tell him that? Did you tell this man that you didn't need him? She says yes. Oh, Lord Jesus.
That's where it started.
How did that go? What was his response? He blew up. Okay, well, if you don't need me, I don't need to be here. They ended up sleeping in separate beds that night, didn't talk to each other for a couple of days. So then I asked her, okay, do you feel like you don't need him? I don't need him. I don't need him. I can do this alone. I'm independent, blah, blah, blah.
I feel like that's a thing that women are taught, man. I feel like that's a thing that is just taught in today's generation, where it's like, I feel like a lot of the times that women can feel like that they are above the situation that's at hand. Like, I don't care how I came at him. I don't care what I said at the end of the day, and then stand on it. That's very hurtful. That's very hard. That I don't need a man. It isn't a flex, y'all. That's the same thing I had to tell one of my partners when he was like, I don't need no woman, bro. I'm like, bro, that's not a flex. Like, the ultimate goal in life in general is to have a family, to reproduce, to have a woman in your life. Why wouldn't you want to have whatever y'all, let's say, field of enjoyment to where y'all are satisfied? It can be woman and woman, man and man, whatever it is that y'all enjoy. At the end of the day, a significant other is the end goal, at least in my life. I don't have to put any expectations or whatever on anybody else. I'm just speaking, it's even for oneself. I couldn't imagine living my life without being able to share it with one person. Like, ultimately, if that makes sense.
All right, cool. So leave him. That's not the answer I wanted, Kitty. Well, stop saying that you don't need him. You married this man. This is your partner in life. Stop telling your spouse that you don't need him. This is your husband. So if you don't know, I'm all about perspectives. So let's look at different perspectives. All right. You say you don't need your husband. All right. You got friends? Yeah. You need your friends? Absolutely, I need my friends. Okay, why do you need your friends? We go down a list. They're my support. Whenever I'm going through things, I can talk to them. We share memories. We laugh together. We go through life together. All of that. Okay, you need your friends. Do you have those same moments with your husband? I heard her smack her lips. No, let's be for real. Let's be for real. Do you not share laughter with your husband? Do you not get through life with your husband? Do you not get different perspectives and advice and support and encouragement and things like that from your husband? Yeah. In that moment, you didn't. Or am I mistaken? She goes, in that moment, I didn't. I felt like I wasn't getting the right amount of support. So you just completely cut off your husband and say you done with him. You don't need him because in a moment, he had something that pushed against. Or maybe in a moment he had a just human fault, because we're human. He had a moment where he couldn't be the support that you needed. But whenever your friends can't be supportive or they're going through their own things, you don't say that you're going to cut your friends off. I hear her choke up. All right. So I'm like, all right, let me lighten up, because I hear she's crying and stuff now. You know, she's trying to hide the fact she's crying, but you can hear about her nose sniffs and all that stuff.
At least she's holding her friend accountable. I feel like that's good. I feel like a lot of people don't do that. But at least she's holding her friend accountable. And if you have friends around that hold you accountable, at least until you like, nah, bro, I feel like that wasn't a good idea. I feel like that was bad. You know, like, you should never said that. You know what I'm saying? That is someone great to have around you.
All right. And so I'm like, all right, let me slow down with you real quick. Exactly what do you need from me right now? And she was like, tell me exactly what you would tell your couples. So I tell her, baby, men need to be needed. That's where their sense of purpose comes from. That's where a lot of their fulfillment comes from. Men are taught to be protectors, providers, problem solvers, and they want to feel valuable. And so they really need those meaningful connections. That's how they express their love and care. Now, even with these roles, it doesn't mean that they will not drop the ball. They're humans. When we speak of human element, people go through things. People have life experiences, situations that sometimes alter the way they see things. It alters their empathetic responses, but it doesn't mean that they don't care about you. It just means that in that moment, they probably can't give you the response that you actually need. So then, this
is like the female Kevin Samuels, man. Like, I respect how she's going about this to just even explain the standpoint. You get what I'm saying? It could just even be a disagreement from both angles of the fence. You get what I'm saying? And it's like healthy-minded, what it sounds like she was basically saying, like, healthy-minded men need to be needed. You get what I'm saying? Especially if that's like their purpose. Like, if not, there become an emotional stillness. You know what I'm saying? Where like it's like, what am I here for? You know what I'm saying? I'm positive women don't want to feel like they're not needed by a man. I'm positive they don't want to feel like that they have to rely on a man for anything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just speaking from one aspect, but it's just as people to understand that this goes full circle. This is not just a need on one's end. You know what I'm saying?
So I tell her, baby, men need to be needed. That's where their sense of purpose comes from. That's where a lot of their fulfillment comes from. Men are taught to be protectors, providers, problem solvers, and they want to feel valuable. And so they really need those meaningful connections. That's how they express their love and care. Now, even with these roles, it doesn't mean that they will not drop the ball. They're humans. When we speak of human element, people go through things. People have life experiences, situations that sometimes alter the way they see things. It alters their empathetic responses, but it doesn't mean that they don't care about you. It just means that in that moment, they probably can't give you the response that you actually need. So then she goes, well, why did he draw back? Why did he just walk out? Why did he just stop talking to me? Because you told him you don't need him. If he doesn't feel valued, you simply don't need him. You just hit his confidence, right? You just really took a jab at his esteem. Why is he going to be motivated to do more when you just specifically told this man, in other words, he's not valuable to you? I pull back then and I say, okay, let me not come from a psychological standpoint. Let me talk to you as your sister in Christ. You are a believer of God. When you married your husband, you came together under God, and God granted you that union. So now we need to make sure that we keep this union together, tight knit, even in these hard moments. We do so. That's your partner through life, through the good and the bad. Your husband is your sounding board during difficult times, but it doesn't mean that he doesn't have his own difficult times. And in their nature of being strong, because that's the expectation and that's the way they've been conditioned, men don't always show that. They don't always show those moments of weakness. So from a more biblical standpoint, I said, you need your husband. Let's get into the word. I said, the word says that your husband is supposed to support and guide you and your family to faith. That is in the book of Ephesians, honey. God gave Eve to Adam. Adam needed a companion. But even when he gave Eve to Adam, they both became partners in life. They were one another's support. They loved one another. They processed and went through life with one another, regardless of what happened. You need your husband. That is your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual safeguard. He is the provider and the protector of you, your marriage, your home, baby. Yeah. Ephesians 5:25 talks about your husband loving you as Christ loved the church. That's sacrificial love. What better love than sacrificial love to understand selflessness and commitment? We need that as wives. We need to experience that. We need our children to see that. Not only is he your husband, he's your children's father. He plays a significant role in the household. A father's active role in the household is important.
She's not talking about for somebody to pay, somebody to cut grass, somebody to, everything she's talking about is emotionally, mentally, spiritually. She ain't talking nothing physically. So that's just something that y'all probably got past your heads. Take anything physical out of what she's talking about. That's why she's bringing spirituality into it.
In our household, we need support. We need guidance. We need direction that sometimes we as wives and mothers simply cannot give. And the children's father, your husband, is there for moral development. He is absolutely necessary. The word speaks on the importance of a husband and a wife's union. We need that. So she listens and she actually takes it all in. And she's like, you know what, Kay, this is why I love you. I can't stand you because you get me together, but I love you. And I say all things with love. My circle, they already know what it is. But let me tell you something. As I would tell any of my clients, when your emotions are high, your judgment is clouded. And a lot of times when we're operating from such intense emotions, we say very hurtful things that are consequential that we cannot take back. We can't take those things back. Be mindful of what you say when you are angry. Be slow to saying angry things. Those brash, hurtful things, be slow to them. And I understand that in a moment you're so upset, but baby, you got to get that together. Because it's so much power in telling a man you don't need him. There's so much power in you telling your husband you don't need him. Don't let the enemy come into your marriage. First of all, don't let the enemy attack your husband, because the enemy can use you to attack and break down your husband. Okay? We need our significant others. As wives, we need our husbands, and husbands need their wives. Remember that. Okay? Bye, babies.
That is pretty crazy. I respect her. Like, I ain't gonna lie, some still kind of, it's like a bug in the back of my ear. It's just crazy that the woman said she need her friends. but not a man that she made vows to God with? How does that even, how do you say you need your friends, but you don't need somebody that you just made vows? You done just shared a life with. Doesn't make sense. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts and opinions on this. I know I'm not the mentor. Like I can only give input on experience or input on knowledge that I've had just even out of my experience of just dating or having interactions with women and things of that such, So y'all let me know if there's anything that I missed or didn't touch, but it's an open floor, man. Let's have a dialogue down below in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button and let's get it. Let's go.